Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the High Soapbox. It has been a very, very long time since we've last done this, and I am very much trying to. I want to start getting back into doing this, having one of these come out weekly, if not weekly, then simply every 2 weeks. And I am joined by my good friend and chairwoman of the uh, wonderfully important nonprofit Rainbow Passage, and a dear friend, Miss Amy Jack. How you doing, Amy?
Doing good. How are you doing, Evan?
Good. Tired. Just woke up 4 minutes ago because 6 minutes ago because my alarm didn't go off, and so we're doing this. Doing this when I'm half dead. But Amy here is a streamer that is also a streamer that goes by the name of Don't Ooh My Owo, which can be found on Twitch, and is a and
I've not streamed in forever.
you have not streamed it forever, but it's
Yeah.
important, and you can find
Yeah,
her
yeah, I
all.
want to get back into it.
Yeah, I know you
Sorry.
do, and I mean, I think with this new program here, and which we'll talk about later, you'll that'll probably end up coming there. But just to get everybody kind of understanding, because part of the reason I wanted to have you on was well, the reason of why I wanted to have you on was I wanted to have you talk about the importance of RP. Tell me, for somebody, for those who have never heard of Rainbow Passage, give the elevator pitch.
Mm, Okay. So, Rainbow Passage is an organization dedicated to helping get LGBTQIA plus people out of legislatively dangerous living situations and areas, um, or legislatively dangerous areas and dangerous living situations. Um, by that we mean if you're trans and you have transphobic parents and you're in New York, which is a relatively safe state, if we have the resources, we can help you. Um, that said, we do work on a needs based, and you know, Florida is one of the primary states that we look at helping people out of. We've moved 11 people. We're talking to a 12th right now, and a few of them have graduated. A few that we've moved on have already moved on to other things. One of our clients, one of the s- success stories we've gotten so far is he is completely blind in one eye. Or, well, he doesn't have it. He doesn't have an eye. He only has one eye. And basically blind in that eye. And he expectations going in were he was going to relocate and get on disability, and we were going to help him find, you know, some stable living. Well, he is now making $40,000 a year in a job.
That's awesome.
Yeah. He had no idea that he could get a job. Uh, and there was, I think someone encouraged him to apply to Goodwill, and Goodwill's known for hiring people with disabilities. So, yeah, he's making good money, um, and he's looking at coming off of disability income soon.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Um, what is how would you
Sorry, I know I
describe?
gave a lot to go on there.
You're good. As far as so is Rainbow Passage is a volunteer organization, right?
Yes, we are all volunteer run, volunteer directed. We applied for 501c3, sent in the application in November, December, and we're waiting on receipt. We paid for a compliance organization so that we could make sure that the paperwork was done correctly. And right now we're scratching our heads at filling out tax forms.
Yeah, I'm sure that's never fun. But um as far as you know how has part of the reason I wanted to another reason I want to ask you about this is because this
Yeah,
organization was kind of not set up overnight, but it took
it
about
was
a
a knee
couple.
jerk reaction.
It was most certainly a knee jerk reaction to
A lot of the organization, as we've talked offline in the past, is from ideas I had been working on in the past. Um, I had already been working on a plan to address houselessness within the queer community. Um, and as such, it felt pretty natural when this came up to like, well, I was going to do a nonprofit about this, so why don't I just do this? And yeah, that's what we're going with.
and this was in this was kind of in
February
the
last year.
if February last year. This was in the midst of the Don't Say Gay bill in Florida, the pain and shit going. Like this was when this was like
The
start.
child abduction bill that they introduced in Florida was the main motivator. It
Yeah,
was seeing that they were introducing bills that would, if passed as introduced, would have enabled people unrelated to the child to have the child abducted by Florida State Services and forcibly detransitioned simply because they knew the child was trans. They didn't have to have any evidence of abuse. They didn't have to have any evidence of neglect. They didn't have to have any evidence of being related to the child.
they didn't even have to be completely honest about the child being trans. They could just
Yeah.
lie and do that and get in like just because they didn't like the
Yeah.
parents and
The
traumatize the
way it
kid.
was originally written, it was so loose, it was so vapid that you would have been basically, if you were trans and had kids, you would have had no kids in Florida, basically.
Yeah,
Now that wasn't how it got passed. It luckily there is some sanity left in that state house there that manages to pull some of the venom out of the evil that they release. But it's a wild state.
it is most certainly a wild state, and I th- and I
Client we
and it,
talked to last night, we're moving from there, and they're like, they have a supportive family. Family's going to actually might help with costs associated somewhat. So we can get them, back on their feet quickly. They've got a solid background, and it's not just about do you have the need. It's also about can we match you with a host. And if a
mhm.
host is like, I can only do 6 months, well, then we obviously can't give them someone that's been living in an abusive living situation for the last 16
who
years.
who needs at least 6 months of therapy before they can start
Right.
job hunting.
To even think about a job. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Um, and because of the host model, it does hurt. We don't have a lot of them. We have 20 people we can count on if we get to the point that we need to move people around. Like if it's like they're rounding people up and we're just trying to get people out, we have 20 houses we can immediately get people out for a week, but then we don't know where they're going. So we're trying to build up our resource of places for people to go. Um, Ideally, homes where they can provide both room and board. If they can only provide room, then there's the concern of we need to get the funding so that we can provide the board.
right. And I also know that the eventual goal is to build something akin to a halfway house.
Yeah, basically. We are positioning to. I want to bring on mental health professionals and make it a mental health organization that is dedicated to recovery from hate-related trauma. Um, since it's so pervasive in every aspect of a lot of our clients' lives, that's something that's needed. There's not m- many, if any, organizations that are dedicated to recovery from hate for queer people. Um, Like there's community groups and drop-ins and stuff like that, but not like
Nothing dedicated.
Mental health resort. Yeah. And because we've seen these applications, we have about 300 applications in right now. I'd be willing to bet 60% of those wouldn't be able to find a job in 6 months.
Yeah, which does limit the amount of like help you're able to get at times. So,
Exactly.
money and bodies. You need money and bodies.
Money and bodies. Yep. Money, bodies, land.
Money,
I mean, if you have land and you want to give us land, I will gladly take land. I love land.
Ain't making any more of it.
Land is worth more than money.
Yeah, I think that's the truth. But I digress.
Yeah, because I mean, like literally, it is. Because what is land? Land is a place to camp.
Yeah.
That's $120 for a tent, and boom, you have a place for one person.
Yeah, now
it's desperate situations, but it's possible.
But I mean, with if you were able to get like land that you could that could be used for that, you could throw a bunch of tiny houses up there and be good.
Yeah, exactly.
And
that's something we're working on out in Washington with one of our volunteers. They have
large amount. They have a large. They have a couple acres.
Yeah, they have like 20 acres. They want to set aside a couple acres for a small, tiny home, communal living situation. We are currently triaging clients to figure out who would be a good fit. So things we're looking for is they have a tech background.
In Washington,
Hang on a second.
You're trying to get them into a tech job or something in Seattle, or aren't you? Oh wait, no, it's Washington and Seattle or Oregon. This is where Evan is a dum dum is coming in.
Seattle is in Washington. Oregon is another state.
I know Oregon's in another state. I just wasn't sure if Seattle was in Washington or Oregon because again,
yeah, Seattle's in Washington.
I'm a moron.
You're good.
But
I
go for it.
I've definitely learned to reel in the reaction to people not knowing things. Little bit about my background. I grew up in a family that was emotionally neglectful in a lot of ways. Sarcasm was the first language, and as such, people struggled to be close to each other. And it did make it where, for the longest time, if someone said something I couldn't believe or something, I'd call them out right there.
Yeah.
I didn't realize I was abnormal. I didn't realize that, no, most people, if someone says something wrong, they approach them privately. Not call them a dumbass and make fun of them in front of everyone.
Yeah.
That
sounds rough. I'm sorry that that happened to you.
Well, I mean, it happened to other people because of me, is what I'm saying.
Well, let me rephrase myself. I mean,
my dad conditioned me to treat people that way, is what I'm saying.
That's what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's a long journey to get to the point that you can start to catch those reactions. It's even longer journey to get to the point that you can stop the reaction before it happens.
Now,
I was going somewhere with this, and I forget completely where I was going, but I have other stuff I can say on it, but I still don't have a point.
Then let's pivot and talk about
sure.
Without talking about specifics, because again, RP is does important work, and there are lots of people in this country that are really fucking weird and would.
Well, let's say Rainbow Passage. That's what it is. Let's not shorten it for the purpose of this.
My apologies. Yeah, Rainbow Passage,
Cool.
and that's on me because I am technically a
Well, yeah,
volunteer, and
we say RP to each other in chat.
all the time. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's one of the it's right. One of the things about Rainbow, like I said, one of the things about Rainbow Passage. One of the things about Rainbow Passage is that it is a or while it is a very important organization that does very very good work, um it's also the type of organization that evil weirdos on the internet would want to like try to sabotage either for the memes or because their god told them to. um
yeah.
my question
As
is
such, we have a rather thorough vetting process. Yeah,
you know and this is why when I ask this question, I don't want you to go into the deep specifics, but I do
right.
because I am a developer myself and I have helped a tiny bit with some of the development of the tools that RP uses. Can you talk about the mindset of why you wanted to develop your own internal tools and technologies for the use of RP?
I do
Not
not
just for safety.
trust. Uh, for the sake of Rainbow Passage, I simply do not trust that our information will be safe in the hands of people who are not trans.
Yeah.
That
Um.
sounds pretty. If you're new to being an ally, that might sound a little harsh, but it's reality. You got to be safe.
You have to be.
Um, we are using software that we find that is openly inclusive. There's a surprising amount of business software that is actually trying to expand their inclusiveness. That being said, we're very limited on what we'll use where it's off site.
Yeah.
I would
I
love to stop using Google for everything, but Google's too reliable to not use.
Yeah, and I also know that you've tried repeatedly to stop using Discord, but it's been
Well, Discord is fine. We actually have it set up the way we want it now. We have a community Discord where it's open to the public. People can join. We can convert the public into volunteers and convert volunteers into community members and grow community and hopefully grow support. Um, we have the organizing Discord, which works as the holding place for all volunteers who have signed an NDA. Then we have the Mattermost, which works as the central planning Discord or planning chat now, and that's been perfect. Everything's been going on there.
nice.
You probably don't see it because you're on the development team, and our chats never have anything happening because I don't know how to motivate tech people.
Um, yeah, it's it's on. I think here's the thing, right? The types of tech people, and this is just kind of my opinion on it. I think one of the things you really really need for tech people is I think one of the things you absolutely need uh, to get like tech people is you need to get people that still are passionate and care about coding, i.e., college
Yeah,
students.
yeah,
You need college students because
yeah.
the thing is that my passion for programming went through like fucking cratered when I started working in like for banks and shit to pay the bills.
Yeah.
I don't enjoy it like I used to,
Yeah.
and that's a consequence of having to take a thing that is your technically your passion and turn it into like how you pay your bills.
Honestly, I'll tell you what, if you're a developer and you're listening to this right now and you're like, well, I wish I could help, but I don't have the time to dedicate to a project. Do you have the time to sit in a chat and co-work and help someone solve problems when they
And
come up?
yeah, if
Because that's basically what I'm looking for. I am happy to do.
you need somebody to
Well, I'm
pair
not
program
happy,
with
but
you.
I will do as much of our programming as I have to if I have someone else there for when I get stuck.
basically, for those watching,
Yeah,
she wants you to be the rubber ducky.
exactly.
Yeah,
Or listening,
yeah.
as I imagine most people would listen to this as opposed to watch.
Listen, yes, I forget. It's been so long. I've been in video for so goddamn long that
Uh-huh.
it's been it's been a very long time since I've done audio first. So for those who
Mm-hmm.
are listening who are new, and for you, Amy, the High Soapbox began back in 2018, 2019. My first episode was in July of 2018, I believe. And starting in October of 2018, I started recording and releasing episodes weekly.
Mm-hmm.
And it was great. I did it for about 60 episodes, and it was wonderful. It then the pandemic, then I had to drop out of college and work,
Mm-hmm.
and then um the pandemic hit, and it was difficult to find people to record like with, and also and then like I started focusing more on YouTube, and here we are. And but I will
Yep.
say this though, I am not a podcast bro. I was doing this shit before it was cringe. I was doing this shit
It's not
before
cringe.
March of 2020, or
Kill the
every
part of
dick
you that cringes.
where with I was doing this before March of 2020, March 13th, 2020, when every dickhead dude bro and frat boy bought a microphone and started a podcast. I was doing this shit before. It's like I played Forsaken. I'm not one of these newbies. Like I've been here.
Mm-hmm.
I've been around the block. Oh Lord.
So,
But yeah,
if I may, something that we're working on in Rainbow Passage
Rainbow
is
Passage.
we're
Yes.
developing the orientation packet for um what our clients will do to help them set goals and stuff.
Hmm.
And there is not an instance of Minecraft already running. What are you talking about?
For those wondering, Amy is a
Uh,
gaming is a capital G gamer, as like I am, and she is currently playing
I
Minecraft
need
during this
something in the
interview.
background, otherwise I will not be able to pay attention.
No, it's
Um,
I completely understand. The only reason I'm not playing Power World at the moment is because I don't want to risk the sound of that coming into the interview.
yeah. So in doing it, we're going to be doing things like we're taking a lot of stuff from programs we've been through. Like I've done vocational rehabilitation programs, and I'm also right now doing DBT, and a lot of the stuff overlaps. A lot of stuff you do for DBT you would do for setting goals in life.
Right.
Um, and it's neat because we get to you get to see people grow, and that's something you don't get to do much in life.
Yeah.
You know, people are very busy in their day to day. They don't get to notice the growth of their partner that they've been with for 5 years because everything is every day. But with this work, when you're giving people like a way to find direction, you see that growth so much quicker, and it's right before your eyes. People lighting up when they realize they're interested in something, and that's honestly like last night when we had a call with a client. That call went about 4 hours.
Hmm.
It was a great chat. It was a great time. I don't know if it went longer because I tapped out. I was like, all right, y'all. I am falling asleep at the
At the
microphone. I
wheel.
need to go.
We're not here. We're like we're aboard,
Yeah.
aboard.
Yeah. And it was a great chat. Got to know them. Introduced them to like what we want the program to look like and how we hope it to work. And yeah.
Must have felt good.
It does. It feels so good. Another affirmation we got recently was a vendor that we're using for our merch store. They have waived all fees associated with production of merch.
Really?
Yeah,
So that means
we get the profit from it, and they get their money off of the wholesale price that they charge to us, and that's it. No monthly
wonderful.
service fee, no startup costs.
That's great. That's actually really important.
Yeah,
That's actually really awesome.
yeah. They said because of the work we're doing, that they want to make sure that we're able to do this, and that there's nothing detracting from the work, so they wanted to waive all the fees. That felt huge.
It is huge.
Yeah. And then yeah, we're going to be launching our merch store in March.
Wonderful.
Right on the anniversary. I believe we're launching it on the day of the anniversary party.
That's awesome. If just from dev to dev, I added my merch store to my web app. If you guys wanted to add it to RP, you could just do the lazy thing that I did and just throw up the page in an iframe. I threw up my Teespring store in an iframe and did it that way because I suck.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure how we're going to go about it. I do want to integrate with their swag shops that they use.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe just use the swag shop as a subdomain or a URL redirect, because their shop is pretty well put together. They have a nice, like, it doesn't look like it would clash with our design if all of a sudden there's a page that looks different.
Right. No, that makes
Um,
sense.
yeah, it's coming together. We're planning a music festival in Portland in June,
I
on
take
June
I,
6th and the 7th.
I take it the largest amount. I take it the largest amount of volunteers and community members reside on the East Coast. Oh, West Coast.
West Coast, yeah. Yeah. I'm on the East Coast. We have
I'm on the East
quite a
Coast
few
as
of us on
well.
the East Coast, but there is a much larger portion of us on the West Coast.
Yeah, I guess that kind of tracks a little bit, but what can you do?
Yeah.
It's a bit of a bummer. You and I can't. You and I can't you know you can't drive down to wherever it's gonna be, pick me up, and then we keep going down to like wherever the hell to like a thing in like Virginia, in like Maryland or Virginia or something. But no, it's hella far.
Well, I am planning on hopefully getting to the festival, and we're hoping we can get like a group rate on something, and then make it
Just
cheaper for everyone to go.
like everybody like get somebody who has a van. And everybody pulls money together for gas and shit.
Yeah. Um,
Anyhow, is let me
but yeah,
I
that's basically one hotel room guaranteed there. So you know, you're not too far from me, dude.
no, I know. You're like yeah, the Pittsburgh
I could
areas
drive
is
down to you, and then we could fly from Baltimore out to there, and then
yeah,
spend a couple days there, fly back to Baltimore, drop you off in Delaware, and I'm home.
yeah. That would be one of those things that I would want to bring Meadow with me on because she's like
Oh yeah.
music festivals are right up her fucking alley. Like I'm
Does she
a
like punk?
she likes parties.
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
And I mean, if it's a punk music festival filled with just the gays and the theys, she would love that because she's like because like whether or not I was present,
Mm-hmm.
she'd feel safe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally.
Uh,
And then we're planning a virtual Pride again for the end of June.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, this time I want to this time I want to plan like a subathon. Me to do like a subathon specifically for the purposes of donating the money to RP.
cool. That
Yeah,
sounds
I
great.
just I just got to get
Um,
this subathon in March done and good to go. It's got to. It's. I hope it
I
goes
was gonna
well.
say, huh. So I wonder how many creators might be in your audience. So if anyone hears this and they happen to be in live media production, we are interested in bringing in a more experienced live media director, preferably someone with an education in it, uh, to help
Not
with the
self-taught like
production of
me and
Virtual
Amy.
Pride.
Yeah.
Yeah, the person we have right now is self-taught, and me and her talked about it, and she agrees that if someone more experienced, better fit for the job were to come along, she would happily give it up to them.
Yeah.
So we're hoping to do that, um, because I don't know, as we grow, we find different areas that we need to invest in, and I think the online sphere, because so many of us are from it, is going to be a lot of the area that we can at least gain attraction in.
I think.
Problem
I
is, a lot of people on the internet don't have money.
No, absolutely not. I
No, they don't.
the girl. The amount of times that I have like if I could get just like if I could get just one like 5% of my audience to like just give me $1, like to just donate $1 a month like through Ko-fi,
Mm-hmm.
like oh man, I'd at least be able to like, pay for my Discord Nitro subscription so I could continue updating the fucking what's it called? The
I got that. I got that expiring in April. I'm looking for a side job to make a couple grand on, so I can pay a bunch of the yearly subscriptions I have expiring in April.
yeah, reminder everybody. Uh like Amy's poor too.
Yeah, yeah,
She's like she remember RP is a volunteer force and
yeah.
nobody
Rainbow
get
Pass is completely voluntary.
Rumba Passage is completely voluntary, and you and the people and the directors and she might be the chairwoman, but the people leading and her basically caring about. I'll wager that you're probably carrying about 40% of the organization on your back with your effort alone, um, at least.
I try not to think about it.
Sorry about
I'd like
that.
to think everyone contributes. I actually don't feel I do enough, but I'm probably never going to feel I do enough.
Yeah, but she it's volunteer, and so any money that is gotten, which money is donated and gotten to it, is used to get people out and serve the mission. People, like people aren't
Yep.
getting paid until the money that's coming in is enough to make sure that they are able to operate at 100% and do what they need to do, and then people get paid. So, you know, if any of you listening has owns
If you has
owns uh,
time,
owns an island and three turbo mansions, or knows somebody that owns three turbo mansions, uh, go to
time.
rainbowpassage.lgbtq.
No, rainbowpassage.org.
.org.
Or
Okay,
you can get to us from rnp.lgbt, and I think passage.lgbt might work as well, but it might not. But we own both those as well.
But
So we have
yes.
short links.
So
Yeah,
if
it's
if you don't mind,
fun.
I think I've said like given a good enough pitches about Rainbow Passage. I didn't want to
Yeah,
without having to go into too many details of like more sensitive stuff. But let's
sure.
if you don't mind pivoting, let's maybe talk about this fancy schmancy new program you're in, if you wouldn't mind introducing it.
Yeah, I've been doing DBT for about a month now. I just had my fourth meeting. Yes, no, 2 days ago. On Wednesday. Um, and it is. I was dreading going into it because the idea of it sounds like a lot of work, and I didn't think it would pay off. But I'm a month in, and I feel amazing.
Good,
I
really
mean,
good.
the depression creeps up every now and then, but it's easy to get it to go away by focusing on doing DBT. Um, and it's yeah, it's been quite life changing. Um,
It took you 6 months to get
Understanding a
into
lot
it.
of yeah, it took me about 6 months to the day almost to get into it. Um, it's a program offered through the county here. Uh, the county and the local hospital pays for it. And it's a 6 month program. And once I've gone through it once, I can go through as many times as I'd like.
Hmm,
Till I feel it has helped me as much as I can get.
that's awesome.
So yeah. And they give you like a coin at the end of it for completing it.
That's nice.
It's pretty neat. Yeah.
That is that is really neat. Um, has so, um, what does the exercises and what does that kind of look like, if you don't mind me asking?
Exercise is what it looks like. Honestly, that's been the big one. Just doing exercise. I got facial feminization surgery in fall of 2022, and that got me out of my exercise routine. And then from there, it just spiraled.
Because recovery from that, like you can't move too much, I would wager.
Right. Yeah. You got to be careful. You don't want to get up too fast. You don't want to work up your blood pressure and cause blood to rush to your head. Um, so yeah, I had gotten out of doing my workouts, which were making me feel better back then. But then you mix that in with the tracking your mood, tracking the lashing out that, as you are well aware, I have a problem with. Uh,
Yes, I come from a
um,
household with a mother that uh was mentally unwell for most of my life, so I'm very very used to like spontaneous lashing out by women, so that doesn't spook me at all.
yeah, it's just I do it in this voice. Uh,
Uh,
um, but yeah, like I I have my diary card in front of me right now, and like I have on it, one of my goals is getting out of the house. I have become a shut-in in recent years, and that is something I'm realizing has been horrible for my mental health. Um, I didn't used to be a gamer. Like, shit. Even up until 2017, I was pretty much outside as much as I could be. Um, I loved being outside. And then something happened. Went through a traumatic situation that made it really hard to leave the house. And it was a matter of safety, but that safety has since began to work against me because now I don't leave the house and I need to. You know, need to touch some grass.
touching grass is paramount. If unless there's moving away from the DBT stuff, because I feel like you said everything you kind of want to say on that matter. I was wondering if you
Well, I
wanted
can
to.
say more on it. I
Oh,
mean, there's tons of exercises.
I just don't know much about it. I just thought it would be a good
Sure.
opportunity to have somebody educate more people about it and what the importance
So,
of it. Yeah.
here are the core DBT skill groups. You have core mindfulness, and this is things like keeping in wise mind, which means mixing your rational mind with your emotional mind so that you don't come off cold and that you don't come off irrational. Observing, working on your observe skills, working on your describing skills, working on your participation skills, holding a non judgmental stance, giving loving kindness, um, balancing your doing with being, pros and cons of practicing mindfulness of pleasant events. Then there's interpersonal effectiveness, which goes over like a bunch of things for working with other people, distress tolerance, when the crisis is addiction, so like dialectical abstinence, reinforcing non-addictive behaviors, burning bridges and building new ones, alternate rebellion, adaptive denial, emotion regulation skills, like building mastery, coping ahead, sleep hygiene, mindfulness of your current emotions, how to manage your extreme emotions, and then accumulating positive emotions. That is actually the one thing that I liked so far that we've done is the accumulating positive emotions exercises. It's literally just a list of things that you can do that make people feel good typically, and it just gives you ideas. And as long as you try to do that like one a day, yeah, your life can start to feel a hell of a lot better. Um, and then distress tolerance, again, in the form of the stop skill, pros and cons of using distress tolerance, self-soothing skills, body scans, sensory awareness, and radical acceptance is a core one of that too. And radical acceptance is just, like, oh, it's beyond my control. Oh, well.
Yeah. That I didn't know that there was actually a word for that. Actually, radical
Yeah.
acceptance. I was always just like I was talking with Meadow about this today because it's like I just like about my total abject lack of shame and
Mm-hmm.
and it was um I was very much looking at it from the perspective of, hey, like I will do things and say things and just behave my normal self without
Mm-hmm.
and then like people will try to like shame me through their actions or words,
Yeah.
and I without trying to, and I didn't even realize anything I did was bad or awful or whatever. And so at a certain point in my life, I think at around like 16, 17 years old, I just decided, fuck it, I'm gonna lean into this shit. And so, you're uncomfortable. You thought like you don't like me, or you don't like the things that I do or said, even though they don't bother you in any way, shape, or form. Well, guess what? Like, for trying to make me feel uncomfortable through some bullshit social contract, I'm now gonna double down and be extra about it and make your ass uncomfortable. Get fucked. And
Mm-hmm.
that was kind of like I think something resembling a defense mechanism that I kind of did, and to I don't know how productive something like that is, but
Sure.
even so.
Um, like I'm looking at right now, I'm looking at this one page. It's taking hold of your mind. What skills, as in using what skills? So, like, notice your body sensations. Uh, pay attention on purpose to the present moment. Control your attention, but not what you see. Push away nothing. Cling to nothing. Practice wordless watching. Watch thoughts come into your mind and let them slip right by like clouds in the sky. Notice each feeling rising and falling like waves in the ocean. Observe both inside and outside yourself. And then describe. Put words on the experience. Label what you observe. Unglue your interpretations and opinions from the facts. Describe the who, what, when, and where that you observe, just the facts. Remember, if you can't observe it through your senses, you can't describe it. And then participate. Throw yourself completely into activities of the current moment. Do not separate yourself from what is going on in the moment. Dancing, cleaning, talking to a friend, feeling happy or feeling sad. Become one with whatever you are doing, completely forgetting yourself. Throw your attention to the moment. Act intuitively from wise mind. Do just what is needed in each situation. Go with the flow. Respond with spontaneity. Yeah, and like, it's pretty obvious shit, but like, when you grow up in a permanent survival mode, it's not obvious.
It's not.
You don't know to stop listening to the knee-jerk reaction and to just let it slip by. You don't know to, give pause and things like that because you're in survival. You got to react.
Right. Right. It's you don't have the luxury of think first, act later. It's
Yeah,
just how do I
and
how do I maintain some
practicing
semblance of safety?
DBT, practicing DBT can get you to the point that think first is able to happen in the split second you used to react in.
Sounds nice.
And you get to the point where you are thinking first every time, as long as you're being deliberate in your thought. Being deliberate in your thought is something that a lot of people are bad at, especially cis people. This is why they misgender so much. They're not deliberate in their thought. They just continue. Yeah, like,
Yeah, I forgot
it's
to mention at the top of this episode. I just realized I forgot to mention Amy's a trans woman.
I figured that was a given.
I mean, yeah, it's just I don't think about it, and I when I'm talking to people, like, so it's just, I probably thought I should say something like, yes, she has a very much has an emotional, like, reason to
Attachment to the
have
work.
it to have our Rainbow Passage be as good as it is. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And she also that cough is because she smokes Halloween.
Yeah, I was hoping it wasn't heard.
You're good. It's okay. Shit happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah.
And yeah,
No,
like on my diary card, I have get out of the house, exercise, watch Lashing Out, watch my negative self-talk, learn new things, and then keep an eye on suicidal ideation and misery.
yeah,
And then
that's
also keep an
something.
eye on like self-acceptance, compassion, anger, joy, shame, sadness, fear.
Yeah, suicidal ideation is something I gotta keep an eye on my damn self. I'm sorry I keep yawning into the mic. Like I said before,
Oh, you're good.
I woke up 6 minutes before this interview because my alarm didn't go off because God is dead and he hates humanity, specifically me, his favorite son. Yeah. But yeah,
I just realized I've not had a monster this morning.
Hey, good for you. You're gonna get a monster.
As you can hear, I'm presently correcting that.
But moving on to like some more fun stuff.
Sure.
Tell me. Rainbow Passage recently in their community server set up a Minecraft server for
Yeah.
their for community members. Tell me a little bit about what that mod pack looks like.
So we have Life in the Village 3 on it, which is, it seems to be that there's not really villages as much. Of like the illagers and stuff, but rather, oh, excuse me. Oh my god. Oh, pardon me. And We put in biomes plenty, so there's a bunch of different, woods and stuff like that. There's updates to the Nether. There's updates to tools. We got Tom's Simple Storage, which if you've used any of the storage mods like Refined Storage, Tom's Simple Storage is a little more balanced because you actually need the storage containers to have the space for the storage. And it gives you a central management location. It's nice. With Life in the Village, what you do is you plant a village, and you slowly recruit villagers to your village to do things like build buildings, build the town hall, build residences, build guard towers, and as you build up to where you get an army, and then you can start to summon bosses and like fight your army against the boss army and stuff like that.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
it's actually really cool.
And it also has quests. It has a lot of quests. You also choose a career path, which, like, I chose blacksmith, which is going to give me bonus on equipment that I produce.
Nice. That's
Yeah.
actually really awesome.
Yeah. It's really fun.
I think you would enjoy Power World if you were able to give it a shot.
I think I would enjoy it too. I don't want to enjoy it.
Why?
I loathe the concept of the game.
Why?
It's slop. It's let's take everything people enjoy and throw it together for the fucking hell of it, and maybe something will happen.
Well, here's the thing, right? Like, game in this, and I don't agree with Vosh's take on that either. And the reason why is because usually when games do that, they are slop, 100%. The here's the key difference, right? It when you take a bunch of games and you throw them together, most of the time they do it without any care for how those systems are supposed to, how those types of systems are supposed to interact with each other, right?
Mm-hmm.
Power World actually, it does a couple it takes the games that it is taking pieces from, and takes the things that work and leaves the things that don't, and make sure that the things that they take together interact with each other seamlessly. So here's what I mean, right? um the progression system is based off of Ark Survival Evolved.
Mm-hmm.
Pow World, first of all, at launch has content that you can do.
Mm-hmm.
That
It also has mods too, which is nice.
Yeah, it not only does it have content out the gate, it also, unlike Ark, has a viable single player new player experience. It is viable to play
Oh,
single player, and it is viable to play single. I've only played single player.
oh,
And it is,
okay.
and I'm level fucking 42. It is a viable single player experience, and it is a and also the it takes, people say like, oh, it's Breath of the Wild. Honestly, it takes it, while the world design feels like has the whimsy and whimsical of something like Breath of the Wild. There's also some Elden Ring influences in there too, which is actually I kind of liked. So as far as like the world design, right? You have a large um world that has like unique biomes. The biomes are large enough that they feel like they matter,
Mm-hmm.
but they don't feel like they're just, you know, like auto generated. The world feels like, while there are places that might very well like just have like had some AI or whatever
Yeah.
place the trees and shit, the actual like form of the world, the rock formations, the mountains, the cliffs, the design of everything looks deliberately placed, and looks like it looks more handcrafted than generated. First of all,
Okay.
there's lots of really interesting, unique vistas. It's a very pretty game, um, and you know they have bosses, and like while the story aspect of things, like any fucking survival crafting game, is barely there. Um, the actual content around like all the different bosses that are both wandering the world or in these dungeons. They have dungeons all over that aren't marked that you have to that you find that have decent resources, pals that may not be native to the area in them, and bosses that
Huh.
like wouldn't necessarily be one of the overworld bosses that you normally have. Um, and it's about I'd say it's about 30% of it, like 30% of it is like catching the pals and catching the Pokemon knockoffs. 50 another 40% of it is probably crafting and building your base up, and then the last 30 is exploration because you
Is
get
there
the
elaborate building yet?
there's very elaborate building.
Okay.
There's very
Well,
elaborate building.
I'll probably give
And
it a try eventually.
yeah,
I
the
just
last
don't
thing I
know if
wanted
my
to,
machine can handle it.
yeah, no, I understand that. The last thing I wanted to note is the pals. Like people are saying it's a Pokemon knockoff. It's I say if it's any type of knockoff, it's an Arc knockoff more
Digimon.
than it's more like, yeah, it's closer like to
Oh, okay.
Digimon. And also like
Yeah.
it does Arc better than Arc in my personal opinion. Um the
Yeah,
other the
it did look a lot like Arc if Arc had Primal Fear as a native content. Because like Primal Fear made it where Arc was like content heavy. You put Primal Fear on, and now there's a whole path of bosses to defeat that you're gonna need like 500 dinosaurs just to absorb the damage so that you can hope to deal enough damage to them before your armor breaks.
right, and that's where the pal
The battles were so fun. Oh
yeah.
my god.
Yeah, and that's one of the nice things is that there's a couple different types of boss fights you can have. You have boss fights that are out in the open world, you have boss fights that are in like dungeons, and you have boss fights that are in like ever jails, like sealed realms that they call them, which are like tiny, which are like condensed things that are big enough for the boss to be in and for you to move around in, but not really like there's very little cover and there's not really places for you to run away to. It's it's a very
I
intimate fight.
we use well we actually do have an Arc server via a friend of mine has an Arc server. Um and she'll probably put Pell World on it if she starts playing it, I'm sure. Um she had the server and we were playing the Primal Fear pack. And in Primal Fear, to fight the bosses, you would go get this trophy that you would have to crack open, and then the boss would fall from the sky in front of you. And the idea was you wanted to be on the back of your dinosaur, facing in the direction of the boss, because you needed to, like, if you were on the ground, you'd die the second the boss launched an attack. Like, your armor would just crack immediately. So as such, you need to put it in one of the slots on the hotbar so that you can use it like a potion, right?
Right.
So there's the feeling the entire time of don't hit the fucking button. And then one time when we were fighting the bosses, I went back to the base to grab the boss. And time stood still as I accidentally hit the fucking button and watched the boss drop from the sky and every dinosaur in my base begin to die.
Yeah, that's one of the things that Power World does very well is that
And it was just like a moment that
of
lasted forever.
like it was just like that like another second goes by that feels like an eternity and then immediately panic.
Well, yeah, it was a celestial Allosaurus. So it would shoot plasma in the form of a laser cannon from its mouth
Jesus God.
that hit with about 15,000 damage at its base.
Jesus Christ, so you're just dead. Immediately.
Yeah, it wiped out half of our buildings and almost all of our dinosaurs.
That's a all right, we're restarting the server. Never mind.
No. We fixed up from it. We killed it, and it was like, you know, how many times I've been the one to grab it and I've not done it, and I've been so worried about doing it. I mean,
I think
that's why we play games, though. That's fun. I mean,
it
it's
is fun.
bad. It wasn't good, but it was a blast.
Yeah, it is. And honestly, at the end of the day, it's we find enjoyment. Like it, honestly, I think part of the reason I've been so obsessed with Pal World recently is because statistically I am due for my 3 week long obsession with Minecraft, and it just happened to drop at that when that was about to start.
Mm. Well, if you want to get on that Minecraft addiction, I know
I
someone who has a server.
I
I've been trying to get on it though this entire time, and it's not working.
That's a pain in the ass. I mean,
Uh,
but Prism is, I think, I was a Technic launcher guy for a very long time, but I like Prism as a
I'm using
concept.
CurseForge.
Yeah, everybody I know that I play Minecraft with modded hates CurseForge with the burning intensity of 1,000 white hot suns, just because they suck and they don't respect modders, and they don't do anything to stop like mod theft or just copyright theft and shit like that. They just suck.
Who's that?
CurseForge.
Oh, eh. I mean, ah. I'll
Yeah.
leave my issues with intellectual property laws for another chat.
Yeah, absolutely. But we're hitting the hour mark, and I think we kind of covered everything I kind of wanted to chit chat on this. Is there
Cool.
anything else you wanted to espouse aside? Obviously going to go through the whole like rigmarole of like dropping all of the links and stuff for Rainbow Passage, which you can go to at rainbowpassage.org. By the way,
And from
everybody.
there, you can click on our link to donate via Stripe, or you can join the Discord for the community. And if you want to volunteer, there is a volunteer application on the site. And if you need help, there is an application to get help on the site as well. We have a little bit about our team on there and a little bit. Oh, there's a testimonial from one of our previous clients on there as well.
It's a good community.
Oh,
Join the
and
it's
along with the video of me interviewed with Riverboat Jack.
nice.
And I'll probably put this on there too.
Yeah, I'll make sure to I'll make sure to slice the first 30 minutes out. So that's just us talking about RP. Rainbow
Sure.
Passage. Yeah, sorry. I'm so used to calling it RP. My apologies.
Yeah, yeah. You're good. You're good.
Just a little bit of housekeeping for myself, ladies and gentlemen. At time of recording, which is February the 9th, 2024, I want to just let you all know that on March the 1st of 2024, I'm going to be doing a subathon at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's gonna be variety, playing tons of games. I'm gonna be playing Yu-Gi-Oh, probably playing Minecraft, a little bit of Power World, probably not Power World because Power World isn't. My biggest frustration with that game is it's super stable. I haven't had a single crash except the one time I played a multiplayer game with somebody, and it's like very little like that. The problem is it's a RAM slut, and it doesn't. It's fine when you're playing by yourself, but like if you're trying to like stream that shit, nope, it does not like that. But yeah, I have a subathon going on March the 1st at 6 p.m. Your boy, for all intents and purposes, your boy is capital B Baroque, and I gotta pay a phone bill, so you know that I could use the help. I'm working on an entire subathon page in my web app at HIMediaTV /subathon, and there's also a event already established on YouTube. So be ready for that. We'd love to see y'all there, and I'm excited to see you guys try to ruin my life by making me stay up for 48 hours straight plus. I'll probably end up sleeping in this fucking chair. But ladies and gentlemen, if you want to go support Rainbow Passage, go to rainbowpassage.org. You can join the community, join their community, join their Discord server, volunteer, and if you got some scratch to burn, instead of I don't know, giving it to me or buying anything, just donate to them
Give to
to
us.
save
We
some
want your money.
save some Alphabet Mafia members' lives and stuff. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's very important. You can also find Amy on Twitch at Don't Ooh My Owo. That is capital D Own't, no apostrophe, OWO my UWU my OWO. And
Yeah, there you go.
while you're not streaming that much anymore, you are. I know you want to get back into it, and you will probably
Yeah.
with this DVT program kind of helping you orient and stuff. Getting back to
Yeah.
doing.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out when I want to do it still.
I said ease into it. Do like a couple 1 or 2
Well,
hours
I'm trying to
streams a
figure out
week.
what day of the week I want to do it.
I see.
I want to do it as a regular like schedule instead of the willy-nilly whenever I felt like it, like I used to, because that made it harder to enjoy.
I get that.
It's one thing if you're coming on and you know that this day of the week you can talk about these topics. It's another thing if you're on every day and eventually you run out of shit to talk about.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the HI Soapbox. It has been a very long time since we've last done one. I'm going to try. Weekly is probably going to be difficult, but certainly going to try and get these. I think I'm going to try and have these start to release on the 1st and 15th of every month as kind of just how I'm trying to do it. And doing it that way, I think will work, and it'll allow me to sort of just get my shit together, so to speak. So,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening. It's good to be back. Amy, thank you so very much. Go support Rainbow Passage, and
It was a pleasure.
it absolutely was. And I will see you guys next time.